Good evening, YouTube. It is 8:05 Friday night here in Sydney, and I'm about to put the strings back into my clock. This all started because I decided to replace replace the beach gears with gears made with teak. The first gear I've made is with Burmese teak, and I'm very interested to see how it goes and how it affects the humidity. Humidity was always a big problem with this clock. It would get humid and my clock would slow down, and you can hear the tick soften. So somewhere in the gear train, the energy from the weights is getting absorbed. So I never realised teak was a lot more resistant to the effects of humidity compared to European beech. European beech is incredibly hard. It wears well, but it's no good in the humidity. So what I did before, late last year, I added weight, 5 kilos. And because I've got 2 lots of weights and I've got 4 lots of strings, you divide that 5 kilos by 8. So it's not a lot of extra weight, but it made the clock go crazy. It made it go fast. So it's meant to be 60 beats a second, and it was up to 66. So I've got electronics and timing in it, and the clock has got to be within 10% of the 60-second mark. And if it's not, it really can't correct it. So tonight I'm going to install the strings. These are the strings. Today I took them to work and measured them. I rarely take strings out of a clock because you've got to take everything apart. But this is what I call the chain side. This string is 10.5 meters long, so it's quite long. And this one is the ratchet side, what I call the ratchet side. So that's the front of the clock. The front of the clock string does the left-hand side, and the chain side does the right-hand side, so the back drum. I did find a place at work that had put 4 tables together, and it still wasn't long enough, but it was clean and it was straight, and that was really good. I actually want to buy some replacement strings, and I had measurements that I had years ago. I've just had no idea. To help me tonight, I've made this small tool. This is just basically a drill with a flat ground on it. In my drum, I've had all sorts of ways of holding the string into the drum, and this is called a quick release mechanism. It's a sort of a quick release drum. The end of the drum, there's a knot. There's the knot there. It's probably not out of focus. The knot goes into it like a keyway, and then there's another little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and install those, wind up and put the weights in motion. Because the weights now are below the hall sensor and magnet, I'll have to activate that by hand, and we'll see how we go. This is not going to be a interesting video for you to watch, but for me it will be instrumental in case I have to come back and I forget where the strings go and what side they go and whether they go up or down. Or I've been at this clock for 15 years, and it's got more complex as it's grown over time, and I just lose touch with the detail. So part of this is an attempt to, particularly like, for example, length of the strings. I've got no idea, and my landrum's not 10.5 meters long, so I will record this somewhere where I can remember to find it, and then I will buy some string. This particular string is actually 100 kilo Dyneema. It's not actually a round rope. It's actually classified as sheet, and sheet is a rectangular profile. This, however, winds up on the drum beautifully. 100 kilo breaking strength. Obviously, there's points in the system that when you put it into the weight box, the weight, you can divide that before, but any other point that is single, then the stress in the string is going to go up. It's obviously not going to be, each each box is 16 kilo, 16 and sorry, 8.5 kilo, all up 16 kilo. But I just worry about what it's like when it's sitting there for years and years, and whether it will grow and stress itself out and break. I've used all sorts of lines, fishing line, braided, very fine braided stainless steel wire, and it's no good, like off ships. It's no good. Fishing wire I thought was really good because it's round, but it does tend to stretch. Its holding capacity is enormous, but if it's sitting there and just up and down, it's just sitting there under stress. I guess when it moves and it unwinds, it's not so bad, but you just want to be sure you don't have a break in the middle of the night and you smash your weight box to pieces and whatever. So, okay, well, look, here I go. I'm quite nervous. I don't know why. I'm been at this a while, and these are my first set of videos I've ever made. My daughter suggested I have a go at the YouTube thing. Definitely one for the enthusiasts. So skip through. I might even, when I edit it, I might even probably speed it up. All right, let's go. All right, need some light here. The other thing we did to the clock is we did a ratchet upgrade, sort of a refurb, and now the chain, this chain here, you can see, so much better. In that chain where I was winding it around, there was a tight spot, and I could not find it, and I found it in the drum because the humidity had swelled and was touching the cluster spline. This is a Shimano Freestyle hub in it, a giant hub and Shimano cluster spline in the back of it. And yeah, we upgraded that, cleaned the bearings out, replaced the bearings. That probably wasn't necessary, but anyway, here we go. That was easy. That's super easy. Yeah, when the string's installed, you've got to do 3 rotations. That is the magic course. The string's going to learn myself. Here it is. Oh, here we go. I bunched that up. Okay, so this is string 2. Now, it should be quite easy, but we'll see. Maybe I'll. Now I'm going to form my tool. You can see up, just the tool. Okay, so. Okay, very good. Okay, now 3 turns. So now this is going to pull upwards. So these turns are anti-clockwise. I went to kids' school the other day when I was he wanted to know the time to show me my watch. No, not watching. Could not tell me. Could not. But he had no idea. I guess it's like, I can't read a watch. Anyway, that's a 2, I think, is it? That's a 3. Okay, so once again, this pile has descended before my eyes. So, let me try and unwind it before it leaves me. Sometimes you get lucky and just pull it, spoils itself. I don't know why I had it nicely folded. It's got to be that way to do the strings.
Anyway, it's a metal itself. I think it likes to get twisted. And once that just okay, oh, it's not too bad. All right, is it going to untangle? Is it going to untangle? Now, this isn't as hard this side. What can happen is you can check if you've caught the strings. Let's do this. We go up here. This is the match it side. Okay, match it side. Good. Okay, let's the other side. I think you can see that light. You can see the light anyway. There's a way I'm treating in here. Now, obviously, this way, for those people who haven't familiar with it, this is the magnet. It's a dirty grade 25mm magnet, and the Hall sensor behind the board. Once it goes past the Hall sensor, it activates all the electronics and the winding. That magnet has to go at the back. So, oh, actually, right here. Right, I'm going to need some sort of tool to fish it out here. I did have a tool, but I don't know where it is now. There's orange things you can see, cord, string assists. I only last year decided I should put them in. That's right, the string. Only last year I decided, so before the strings get caught between this sailing wheel, these wheels off, you can buy them off, I think little stickers or something like that, it's not worth 20 now. Unless you caught it in now, now it's just so much easier, you pick it up, you have to worry about damaging the string. Because the string, if you get caught in between something's brass, you're in trouble. And you just basically pick the whole out. And do that. That's what we're doing. Because of the small wheel, and then this thing. Oh, wow, that's a lot different. Nevertheless, they should be the same, they're not, and my feeling is that they're not that on the other side. It's need to adjust it. Anyway, look, that's all right. This is my Hall sensor activator, which I'm going to use in a minute. Got to power on. I've done this for a while, so it should be fine. Maybe flashing lights there, that's a good sign. Yeah. I'm going to do the activation because currently one weight's on the ground and one weight is not on the ground. And the clock needs 2 weights actually suspended, so let's have a look at this. Okay. Now, one of you wondering about how it cuts out. I'm going to cut it out a bit early. Okay, so there we go. It seems to be running. Well, it seems to be. There's a little, the magnet goes over that, see that, there we go, I'm pointing at it, but the bottom of that curve member, it's slightly hitting the timber, so now you can hear it getting faster and faster. That's a problem, so I may have to play with it. Obviously, I think what I might have to do is the 5 kilos I added last year. I'll get out of the frame so you can look at the clock rather. The 5 kilos I added last year, I might have to unadd because it's getting too much power. Okay, look, thanks for watching. That's it for the moment. I might give you a close-up of the new gear because some of you mightn't see that. I will show you what this new gear looks like. Oh god, that's terrible. Let's go this side. Now the new gear is that one at the bottom. Okay, the one at the bottom is the teak. It obviously looks different to all the rest of them. Basically, I don't anticipate a lot of change with one gear. If you look at the gear train here, whoops, I'll turn this light off. If you look at the gear train here, the one with the weight on it, that's the one that's got the most torque and the most friction. So the very next gear that we're going to be removing, changing out, is this one here. This one has got the 2 ratchets on it. That's the one we're going to be doing, and we're just going to be, for the moment, observing what this one, what the new teak gear does and how it responds. Anyway, thanks for watching.